6 months ago, I literally wasn't even planning on leaving my corporate job. I had everything figured out and I had a plan right in front of me. I was going to get promoted in June. I was going to have senior next to my job title, and I was finally going to hit a salary that I was going to be super proud of. But now here I am building an actual creative business I care a lot about, but on half of the money that I started the year with. This isn't your typical I quit my toxic job story. I actually really liked my job. So why did I leave? And what have I learned during this leap? What is the reality of taking a leap like that? I am the most risk-averse person ever. I was also pressured a lot by my parents to take the safe route, not for any other reason than to chase like financial stability, security over your job, and also just generally have a good story to tell the family friends. And I did literally exactly that. I landed the dream job. Like, I was so desperate for the job that I left when I got it. It was a good salary, it was prestigious clients, it was a prestigious name on the CV, and I was well on my way to climbing the corporate ladder. But while I was actually climbing the corporate ladder, in COVID in 2020, I ended up starting my YouTube channel. I did it in secret, I blocked everyone I knew, and it was something that I'd wanted to do for a really long time, since I was 14. And this channel, this was my personal brand in the making. It was like my creative outlet, and it started really small. It was just a way for me to express myself outside of all the boring spreadsheet work I was doing at work. And at first it was actually so fun because it just felt like I was living a double life. I was a super professional corporate by day, and by night I was this content creator trying to get creative shots in my flat, trying to think about how to storytell. Something started to shift, and the shift actually happened really, really fast. I actually started 2023 with a completely different plan. I was planning on getting promoted in the summer. I was planning on getting my senior consultant title, and my goals for content creation and starting a business and everything to do with that was something I imagined for after the promotion. From the get-go, I always knew I was never going to climb the corporate ladder. I knew there was going to be something that I could try, whether it was starting a business completely different or unrelated to content creation or personal branding, or even just going out as a consultant on my own. I knew that senior leadership just wasn't something that was on my radar. So a couple of weeks into the year, that's when it kind of hit me. Why am I putting half of my energy into a promotion that I don't even want in the next like 5 years? I also knew that the energy that I was putting into my creative side hustles, my channel, my personal brand, I knew that what I eventually wanted to do with my life was going to come out of those things. So putting half of my energy into something that wasn't aligned to my long-term plan or my long-term goal started to look more and more crazy and stupid to me the more weeks that went on. And that just turned into really growing frustration. And I'm not normally an impulsive person, but handing in my notice to my full-time job earlier this year was kind of impulsive because I did not plan to do it when I started this year. And that frustration came from every time I sat down to create content. I felt really fired up to keep doing it, and I felt like really inspired all the time. But I knew that I had to stop. I knew I had to devote only a certain amount of time to content creation, and I had to focus on my full-time job because that's what was paying the bills. And that's when it hit me that I was literally living in someday mode. And I kept saying to myself that someday I'll do this full-time. But when was that someday actually gonna roll around? So I made a decision that surprised not only myself, but everyone around me. And that was to leave while things were actually kind of good. I was on track for the promotion. I was on track for senior leadership. I wasn't waiting for a breaking point. I wasn't waiting to burn out. I wasn't waiting to hate my job to eventually push me out. And we need to talk about something that literally nobody talks about, which is the corporate comfort blanket. And you know what I'm talking about. It's the hiding behind the prestigious client names. It's hiding behind 1,000,001 buzzwords. It's hiding behind, let's circle back. And for me, the ability to say I worked as a consultant or a management consultant at a Big 4 company gave me a lot of external validation and allowed me to stop there. It allowed me to stop there and convince people that, hey, I'm smart, I'm accomplished, I earn a lot of money, so please like me and respect me and keep me around. And looking back at my old content, you can see how I was doing that even on this channel. I was trying to maintain such a polished and perfect corporate persona that had no mistakes, was providing expert advice, and looked professional all of the time. But something really interesting happened when I left. That corporate mask, It fell instantly, because now when I show up to create content or work with clients, I actually know what I'm talking about. I don't have to pretend. It's not about impressing anyone. It's about actually helping people using the skills that I know I have and the skills that I know I'm good at. And the super funny thing is that even my ex-colleagues and friends have noticed that my actual personality is coming out in my content now. I'm not hiding behind needing to look polished, perfect, and corporate. And the irony is that confidence comes from such a deeper place than it was coming from before. It's not coming from the title I have and the amount of money I earn and the firm that I work at. It's coming from knowing who I actually am and knowing what I actually bring to the table. And there's something else nobody warns you about having complete autonomy over your time and being 100% self-employed. When you can do anything, what do you actually do? I've had to learn to say no to a lot of exciting things because I quit my job for a reason, and that was to go out and do the things that I really wanted to do, start and grow the business that I really wanted to build. But when you have your own time and you can decide what you want to work on, shiny things can seem really, really shiny. And every one of those new ideas or cool collaboration opportunities, they could be fun. They could be a great way to spend my time and learn new skills. But I left my job for a very specific reason. And I have the privilege now of having complete autonomy over my time. So I need to honor that and stay focused. And I'm really glad I left when I did, because I didn't hate my job when I left. I didn't resent anything about my job or the people I worked with or the projects I worked with before I left. And that means I can actually look back with really nice rose-tinted glasses because I wasn't pushed out because of hate. I can appreciate the skills that I built from the projects that I worked on and the people that I worked with. And it allows me to also know that I chose self-employment and I chose the entrepreneurship route because that was something that was deeply aligned to me and what I want. It wasn't something that I had to do because I hated what I was doing before. So for me, not having to escape something bad to choose something better has given me a lot of gratitude for even when the times feel difficult now and I don't know maybe where the next bit of money is coming from and I don't know if I'm focusing on the right thing. I have this sense of gratefulness that I chose this and I wasn't pushed into it. And the best part is that even with all the uncertainty related to being self-employed, I actually feel a lot more secure now because I'm building something that aligns with where I want to go, not just where I've been. There's literally never going to be a perfect time to make such a big change. But there is a right way to do it, and that's with intention and clarity about why you want to make the move and what you're going to do with it. So if you're sitting there watching this video right now and you have this pull towards something that you really want to do, and it's a pull towards something completely different to what you're doing now, know that it's okay to take that leap and do it, even if things are good enough right now. Because sometimes good enough is exactly what's holding you back from great. And if you're thinking about making a huge career change or pivot, drop a comment down below as to what's holding you back. And if you enjoyed this video, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. But this isn't your I quit my toxic job story. Typical.
Okay, it's okay.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you everything that's come across. Oh God.
Don't walk faster than me.
Oh, sorry. That makes sense as a sen. What did I just say? Don't forget to subscribe and like. I need it now more than ever. I'm self-employed.